What's going on, FitFam? It is Sunday, so I am doing a whole bunch of batch prep. I love to just take 1 hour and knock out several days worth of food, so that way I am set up for the week. I don't need to worry about what am I gonna eat, how I'm gonna get the food. It's just all gonna be ready to go. It's gonna be delicious, and it's gonna be exactly what I need to get those lean gains. Follow along with me and let's get this batch prep session going. So we are gonna be making banana coconut protein cookies, which are so freaking good. Yes, you can have cookies for breakfast. And then we're gonna be having a goat cheese balsamic pasta for lunch and peanut chicken for dinner. So follow along with me, let's get it poppin'. So I've got about 1 kilo of some organic chicken breast here. So I'm going to prep that and let the peanut sauce marinate in here so that while that's marinating, I can do some other stuff with my prep. So it's all about being efficient with your meal prep systems. So I'm actually going to chop it instead of with a knife and cutting board. I'm gonna just cut it with scissors, which sounds super weird, but this is something that I learned while I was living in Asia. That's what they do, and it's actually way more efficient. So give it a try. So now I've got the chicken divided up here into halves. So it's gonna be 4 portions total. So now I'm gonna make the sauce and let that marinate. And of course, I'm gonna use my trusty digital kitchen scale. If you don't have one, you need to get it. It is a game changer because it's the only way that you can be 100% certain of exactly how much you're eating. And when you're trying to get really fit, the more precise you can be, the more guaranteed your results are gonna be. So it is worth it. It takes 1 extra second and then boom, you know 100% for sure that you are on track to reaching your goals. So a teaspoon of sesame oil per serving, half a tablespoon of soy sauce per serving. I'm gonna do half a tablespoon of honey per serving as well. I'm gonna squeeze a lime per serving in there as well. Last part is gonna be 2 tablespoons of natural peanut butter per serving, and obviously this is what's gonna make the whole sauce taste freaking lit. So let's do it. So now I'm just gonna get my hands dirty and mix the whole sauce together and then let this marinate. Remember, you always want a fruit or vegetable with every single meal that you have. And if you think of your meals that way, you're gonna be getting more than enough fruits and veggies in your diet. So we're gonna chop up some broccoli and mushrooms and throw it on in there. One final mix of the marinade so that the veggies can soak in some of the sauce as well. And then I'm just gonna leave it and move on to the next recipes. All right, next I'm gonna set my carbs on to cook in the background while I make the cookies and chop up the veggies for the pasta. Gonna set some quinoa on because the quinoa is what I'm gonna be having as my starchy carb with the chicken. So let's set that up. For quinoa, you want 2 cups of water for 1 cup dry. So I'm probably gonna make 2 cups of dry quinoa, which is gonna make about 6 cups cooked. So that'll be enough to last me for several days. All right, so I'm gonna set the carbs on to boil and then let's make those cookies. So for every serving, I'm gonna be putting in 1 banana. So that's the first step because you're gonna mash the bananas and then all we need to do is just mix in all the other ingredients and then just make little cookies with our hands, pop it in the oven for 15 minutes and that's it. And you're set up for an entire week worth of delicious cookies for breakfast. How awesome is that? So, of course, we are gonna be using our rolled oats, my absolute favorite thing in the world. So I'm gonna be doing 60 grams per serving, and I'm doing 6 batches. All right, I'm gonna add in some unsweetened cacao powder, just a little bit, just to make it a little bit more chocolatey. And I have my unsweetened coconut flakes as well. So I'm gonna add in 1 tablespoon, which is gonna be 10 grams for each serving. And then just half a tablespoon of honey per cookie so that I can make it a little bit sweeter. You can also use maple syrup if you want to make this totally vegan, or you can use whatever natural sweetener you want. All right, and 1 egg per serving. Again, if you want to make this vegan, you can actually just skip the eggs and it's still going to turn out great. I'm just gonna add in some chia seeds just for fun. Chia seeds are super good for you and I have a bunch, so why not? Just gonna throw it in. All right, and lastly, I'm going to put in a scoop of high quality protein powder for each serving. I actually have 2 different flavors. I have chocolate and vanilla, so I'm gonna do 3 scoops from each. Now all we gotta do is just mix it all together. Batter's actually seeming a little thick, so I'm gonna go ahead and put in maybe just 1 cup of this soy milk. All right, so there is the cookie batter. So now I'm just going to make it into little cookies with my hands. Just gonna spray the baking dishes with this coconut oil cooking spray that I love. Of course, the best part of making cookies is you get to eat it off your hands afterwards. All right, so I'm just gonna show you guys. I kind of did these massive cookies since, again, I'm making 6 servings, so I decided I was just gonna make 6 big cookies. So for every breakfast, I'm just gonna have 1 huge cookie, but you can obviously make it into smaller ones if you want. So I'm just gonna pop these into the oven, let them cook for about 15 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 200 degrees Celsius, and then breakfast for days. Quinoa is done, just gonna set that over there. And all of our whole wheat pasta is also done. I'm just going to put it into this big bowl so I can measure out exactly how much it is cooked, because I'm gonna be doing 200 grams of cooked whole wheat pasta per serving. All right, so it's just over 1,000 grams of cooked whole wheat pasta, so that means I've got 5 servings in here. So I'm gonna go ahead, throw it back into the pot, and I'm gonna be adding in a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar per serving, as well as 30 grams of goat cheese per serving. That's measured out, so now I'm just gonna chop up some veggies, throw it in there, throw it on the stove, and it's gonna be ready in like 5 minutes. So I'm gonna add in some spinach, cherry tomatoes, red onion, and I have 1 red bell pepper, so I'm gonna throw it in there as well. So there's our big bowl of pasta full of balsamic vinegar, goat cheese, red bell pepper, spinach, and red onion. So I'm just gonna pop it on the stove, leave it covered, and let it cook. All right, guys, the cookies are done. Our huge breakfast cookies, but they smell amazing, fresh out of the oven. So now I've got some space in my oven. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop in the peanut chicken, let that cook for 30 minutes, and then everything is done. So I'm gonna show you what we have here, what we were able to make in this hour in the kitchen together. Check out all of this goodness. So here is the chicken peanut with the broccoli and mushrooms added in, and then there's the quinoa that we'll add in as a starchy carb. All of our massive banana, coconut, chocolate breakfast cookies right here, and then a huge pot of delicious goat cheese balsamic pasta. So we have got fat burning, muscle gaining, batch prep for days. Woohoo! All right, guys, so that is it. We batch prepared all of this delicious, healthy food in just about 1 hour. So I hope you can see that setting yourself up for success with your nutrition doesn't need to be time consuming or complicated. And trust me, the results you're gonna get are gonna be so freaking worth it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe so you never miss another video. If there's anything that you want to see me talk about, please drop it in the comments. For more follow along workouts and recipes just like this, make sure to download my free guide, which is gonna show you step by step exactly how to do that. Link in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me today, FitFam, and as always, keep crushing.